Hello, everyone, and a warm welcome to Vitapia Internet Radio. Thank you for tuning in to our daily programming. I'm Marianne, and today our talented journalists Carol and Robert will be sharing their thoughts on music, movies, and video games. I hope you enjoy their insights and find their perspectives engaging. Don't forget to share the interesting information they provide with others. Without further ado, let's hand it over to Carol and Robert. Enjoy the show.
All right, welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're going to be exploring some really interesting music you sent over. We've got Ghost of the River, Lightning in the Blues, and 7 Days in Paradise. You provided lyrics and notes on the instruments for all three, plus snippets from YouTube videos for Ghost of the River and 7 Days in Paradise, and a spoken word file for Lightning in the Blues. A lot to unpack.
Yeah, definitely. And our goal is to kind of go beyond just a surface listen, right? To really understand the emotional core, the journey that each song takes us on. And particularly for our listeners who, appreciate getting to the heart of things quickly, we'll be focusing on those universal themes, love, loss, memory, how they're expressed differently in each piece, give you a deep understanding, but without, getting lost in the weeds.
Okay, love that. So let's start with Ghost of the River. Right off the bat, I was struck by those opening lines. Etched a stain upon my soul. Talking about a past love. It's like, more than just remembering. It's like this person has fundamentally changed who they are. What do you think about that kind of intensity right from the start?
Well, it's the permanence of it, It's not just a passing sadness. This is something deep ingrained, that stain imagery. It suggests something indelible, right?
Yeah.
Maybe unresolved issues, or a connection so powerful that it leaves a mark on who the speaker is, and then you get that line, fire in your gaze, which really drives home the intensity of that initial connection.
Yeah, definitely. And then it's almost like a whiplash, going into the second verse. We go from this love that's described as strong and true, this rushing current, wild and free, and then bam, sudden disappearance. You vanished a ghost from me. And that line, my lips ached, your taste I pined. It's so raw, so physical. What do you make of that set in accents?
The suddenness is so important, right? You're right, it's like whiplash. That river metaphor starts out, all about this vitality, this flow. And then with the vanishing, it takes on a whole new meaning. It's almost like betrayal, disorientation, and those sensory details, those aching lips, the taste, they ground the pain in a very real physical way. It makes the loss feel so immediate.
Totally. And then we get to the pre-chorus. Your absence screamed, a silent fear. But truth was lost. No echo here. It's like being left with no explanation, just this deafening silence. It speaks to the speaker's isolation, don't you think?
Absolutely. It's that silent fear that gets me.
Yeah.
That captures the anxiety, that not knowing, and no echo. It's like a void, right? No answers, no acknowledgement. It leaves the speaker completely helpless.
And the chorus, man, what a mix. There's that return, right? It brings a light, a spark, a little bit of hope. But then that other side. The wound grew, it couldn't be ignored. And those repeated senseless exits, without a word, described as the cruelest dying. Absurd. That cycle must be so emotionally damaging.
It's the cyclical nature of it that's so painful. Those brief returns, they offer some relief, but they're always overshadowed by the memory of past disappearances. Calling it the cruelest dying, that really emphasizes the drawn-out nature of this pain. It's like they can't heal.
Right, and in verse 3, the speaker is still trying, always stayed, holding that fire bright, but they're constantly pushed away, pushed me back into the shade. It feels so unbalanced.
Yeah, it does. It's like one person desperately clinging to the connection while the other is creating all this distance. The shade, that becomes a metaphor for like emotional neglect.
Yeah, I see that. And then things get even darker in the bridge. The lies you wove, a poisoned thread. No, it's not just the disappearing act. There's this betrayal, this heartbreak, and it even leads to the speaker questioning their sanity. The cruel game, so much pain, crumbling of reason, really destructive stuff.
Absolutely. The lies, they add a whole other layer of complexity to the pain. It's not just about missing someone, it's about that shattered trust. That poisoned thread is such a strong image. It's like, those lies have slowly infected the whole relationship, their whole reality.
And the way you describe the instrumentation, those slow drums, the walking blues bass, the moody keys, that plaintive guitar that, grows into this bluesy wail. It's like the music is another character in the song, underscoring that whole journey of melancholy and drama.
It is, absolutely. The blues, it just has that inherent sadness, that longing built in. And the way the guitar builds, it mirrors the speaker's struggle, going from this yearning to something much more anguished. It's not just background music, it's telling the story right along with the lyrics.
Right. And we have those YouTube snippets, right? Focusing on those first verses, that sudden loss, and those fragmented lines like, my lips ACH your taste, I pin it an ending CW, a painful sting this empty EG has no joy to bring. It's like a raw, unfiltered reaction to that shock.
It's almost like we're seeing the speaker's thoughts, their feelings in real time. Those broken phrases, the abbreviations, it's like their mind is trying to make sense of what happened. Grasping at those visceral sensations, the confusion, it's raw pain, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, let's switch gears. We've got Lightning in the Blues, and this one, it starts in a totally different place. Gray skies falling on my face, long lost in the blues. There's a sadness, a hardship there, but it's a different kind of heavy than Ghost of the River, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right away, we're in this space of weariness, maybe even isolation. Those gray skies being lost in the blues, it sets a tone of like ongoing struggle, which makes the arrival of the loved one that much more impactful.
And that arrival, lightning strikes, talk about a dramatic entrance, but there's a vulnerability there too, drenched in doubt but holding dear. It's not just this, triumphant arrival, there's a shared uncertainty.
Right. The lightning strike is this sudden, powerful change, like disrupting all that gloom. But the loved one also has doubts. It suggests they're also dealing with things. It's that shared vulnerability that maybe creates a deeper understanding between them.
And then this shift, we hear about the loved one's laugh that cuts the gloom, and their heart beats loud like thunder's boom. This really strong, positive connection. It's like hope breaking through.
That laugh, it's almost like a symbol of resilience, right? Light in the darkness. And the thunder's boom of those heartbeats, it's so full of life, so full of energy. It really contrasts with that earlier despair, like it's a force that can overcome the blues.
Absolutely, and that carries into the chorus. Falling rain can't wash away every word you had to say. It's about the strength of their connection, even when things are tough. Found a spark in stormy gray love that shines in skies of clay. That's such a powerful image of hope coming out of struggle.
The chorus is like this affirmation, right? Like we're in this together. And those skies of clay, they represent all the tough stuff they're facing. But that spark of love, it shines even brighter against that backdrop. It's about how true connection can not only survive, but thrive, even in the hard times.
Yeah, for sure. And then verse 2, it gets so intimate. Whispers mingle through the storm. Cold hands find a way to warm. And that line, every drop is a captured tear. Yet with you, I have no fear. So beautiful. It's about that shared vulnerability and finding safety in each other.
It really is. It captures that feeling of sharing your burdens, supporting each other. Those captured tears, they hint at past pain. But now, with this person, there's no fear. It's about finding strength in that shared vulnerability.
Yeah, that makes sense. And the journey continues. Step by step, together travel through the downpour, hearts entwine. And then that ending line, could be ours, this world of mine. It's like they're building a future together with hope and shared ownership.
Exactly. Walking through the downpour together. That image really emphasizes the partnership, the shared resilience. And that shift from mine to ours, it shows how the connection is transforming things, creating a sense of belonging.
And the music, man, so different from Ghost of the River. This one's got that softer rock feel, guitar solos, cello, even a mezzo-soprano. It creates this gentle, optimistic landscape, totally different from that bluesy vibe.
Right, the cello, the soft rock vibe, it all contributes to this more tender, hopeful feeling, right? Mirroring that growing love and intimacy in the lyrics. The music's not just there, it's part of the emotional story.
Absolutely. And those spoken word excerpts you mentioned, they echo all these themes. We hear gray skies falling on my face, long lost in the blues, then as you appear, drenched in doubt but holding dear. It sits that scene, right? That hardship and then the arrival of this person. And we get cold hands find a way to warm, that moment of shared comfort.
Those spoken words, they add this raw emotional layer to the song. Hearing those phrases directly, it just emphasizes the initial despair and then the relief, the hope that comes with the loved one.
Okay, last but not least, we've got 7 Days in Paradise, and right away we're in this summer romance. Intense but temporary. Golden sun kisses her skin, ocean waves pull her in. It's like a dream, right? Idyllic.
It is. Those images immediately evoke a sense of escape, this carefree sensuality, the golden sun, the ocean waves. It's paradise, almost too perfect, which makes you think, it can't last.
And the connection, it happens so fast. He caught her eye, a stranger's smile. Their hearts ignited after a while. That classic whirlwind romance, passion blazing in a sultry dance.
That speed, that intensity, it's key here. Hearts ignited, it suggests this instant spark. And that sultry dance, it hints at the passion, but also maybe the fleeting nature of their connection, like a dance that has to end.
And the chorus, it just lays it all out there. That bittersweetness, the limited time. 7 days in paradise, burning bright like fire and ice. Just 1 week to feel alive. How do we keep the flame inside? It's heartbreaking knowing it can't last.
Yeah, the chorus gets right to the heart of the conflict. Fire and ice, that's perfect, right? It's that intense passion, but knowing it's temporary. And the question, how do we keep the flame inside? It's full of longing.
And then in verse 2, the connection deepens. 2 kindred spirits, 1 shared soul. But there's that awareness of time running out, but the clock is ticking here and now. And them writing their names in the sand, that's such a powerful image, like they're trying to make something temporary last forever.
It's the perfect symbol, right? That human need to hold on to beauty, even when you know it's fleeting. Writing those names in the sand, knowing the tide will wash them away, it's a beautiful but sad reflection of their paradise.
And the bridge, man, it just hammers home the impossibility of it all. But can you hold the ocean's tide? Or keep the stars from saying goodbye? Those questions, they're so powerful. It's like nature itself is working against them.
Right, they're rhetorical questions, but they emphasize how futile it is to try and hold on to something that's not meant to be held. Comparing it to the ocean, the stars, it reinforces the idea that some things, as magical as they are, have to end.
Yeah. And the outro, it acknowledges that the memory will remain. She'll remember his touch, his pace, but also that fading, that inevitable distance. The time will wash away the trace. But even though it was short, it was still meaningful. So brief, yet oh so nice. And that feeling of it lasting forever, like it to never end. It really shows how powerful that loop was for them.
The outro is all about that power of memory. The details might fade, but the feeling, the impact, it stays with you. Saying that it felt like it'd never end, that speaks to the intensity of the connection, even though we know it was brief.
Yeah, absolutely. And the music here, that funk style, electric guitar, bass, drums, synths, and that dramatic contralto voice, it creates this vibrant energy, maybe even a little heightened drama, which fits the intensity and the temporary nature of the romance.
The funk, it's got that upbeat, almost theatrical feel, right? Which matches that passion, those heightened emotions of a summer fling. And that dramatic contralto, that just adds to the intensity, maybe even hinting at the longing that comes with knowing it won't last.
And those YouTube snippets for this one, they reinforce all that too, right? We hear those key phrases: golden sun kisses her skin, ocean waves pull her in, 7 days in paradise burning bright like fire and ice. That question, how do we keep the flame inside? And it acknowledges that separation, but summer's fleeting like a shooting star and life will pull them back apart.
The transcript, it highlights those core lyrics, those images that capture the whole experience, the beautiful setting, the limited time, the inevitability of it ending. Comparing to a shooting star, that's perfect, right?
Yeah.
So fleeting, but so impactful.
So taking a step back, looking at all 3 songs together, it's amazing how they each explore love, loss, and memory in their own unique way. Ghost of the River, those lingering wounds from a past love, lightning in the blues, that hope and connection found in the middle of hardship, and 7 Days in Paradise, the beauty and sadness of something fleeting but intense. It really makes you think, right?
Yeah. And connecting this back to you, to everyone listening, these songs remind us that love affects us in so many different ways. I think everyone's felt that ghost of a past relationship, And Lightning in the Blues, that speaks to the power of finding someone who helps you through tough times. We've all had those moments, those 7 days in paradise, right? Those intense but temporary connections. These songs, they capture the whole range of human experience when it comes to love.
It's been a real deep dive today. We've unpacked the lyrics, the themes, even how the instruments contribute to the feeling of each song. And those recurring ideas, memories, loss, time passing, they really make you think about what it means to connect with someone else.
I think what stands out is that each song, in its own way, explores that human need for connection and the different ways we handle the challenges, the joys that come with it. It's like a tapestry, of all the different experiences of love.
So to our listeners, as you think about these different sides of love, what ghosts do you carry with you? Where do you find your own lightning in the storms? And how do you hold on to those moments of paradise even when you know they can't last forever?
A lot to ponder, for sure.
Thank you for tuning in to our podcast. We hope you're enjoying Carol and Robert's engaging discussions on diverse topics. Stay tuned for more insightful episodes. Until next time, this is Vitopia Internet Radio.